probably doesn't allow me to see that. So I'm going to probably have to work on summertime. Yes, BST, that's it. And I'm with the Free Fringe. La la la, look at this, lovely. A little icon there. And how are you today? I suppose you could chat. Hang on, could you chat? Oh, ice cream. I can see the chat. Aha, I've worked it. Ice cream. Yes, definitely ice cream. For sure ice cream. I'm not sure what you mean by ice cream, but for sure ice cream. So this show is going to be very much like my normal Sunday show, except in Edinburgh. Except it's not in Edinburgh. It's supposedly in the Brewdog, in the garage, or the garage if you're posh, or that's how you say it. The garage, whatever it is. I'm not actually there. I am in Wales, but I am, for all intents and purposes, not in a tent either. I am not in a purpose. I don't have much purpose, to be honest. It's going to be a thing for sure. It's under the bill of comedy, but it's really just me. If you find me amusing, then that's fine. If you find me dramatic, probably not, then that's fine. If you just find me annoying, then that's what this show is. Basically, it's whatever it is. It is what it is. But I've done this in the live shows in Edinburgh, where basically people tell me what they want and I do that. Now, I could do that over the course of the month, but today is just bedding it in, trying to work out what I'm doing, what the genre is. I just tuned my guitar just in case you want some music, which it's unlikely, especially since I'm not very good at music. See, I've already gone wrong, but if anyone wanted a song, so in order to pretend that this is actually entertainment, I thought I should do something that counts in the sort of entertainment vein. I was trying really hard to set this up. I've been spending the whole of the day trying to set it up, and I'm still not entirely sure. I had it on my laptop, and it was like, this is not working. I had it all set up. I got this brilliant microphone, but then I found out that the only way that you could hear me, because it's a podcasting microphone, I'm not really done. My uncle gave this to me last time I was in Wales last year, but it's a podcasting microphone, so you have to put it all the way here. And then I was like, that's not going to work. What if I want to jump about? So maybe if I'm going to do a podcasting show in the next 3 weeks, then that might come in handy. But for today, no. But I have managed to get the little icon there. Look, the virtual PB80's Free Fringe. What does that mean? It means I'm virtually here. It's virtually a show, more or less, I suppose, in a way. It's nice to you to join me, Jerry. Is anybody else saying anything? No. I don't know whether ice cream is the only response I've had, but it's a very nice response. So that's pretty good. What I was relying on is people saying, this is what we want from the show. And then I'll go, well, that's the show I'll do. But as usual, I'm just left to my own devices, and I probably would. No, that's a Pet Shop Boys song, and that's in copyright, so I probably won't do that. I will not do a Pet Shop Boys, boo, there. So I've had a week just the same as everyone, really. I've tried to do something creative every day, and then I started to despair towards the middle of it. I did things for people, and then I was like, oh, good evening, hello. See, I've got two people. Michelle, hello. My mum said that she saw you in the shops or somewhere. Hooray. So that's good. Yeah, anyway. So I was just, what was I saying? Yeah, I was saying something. Hello, evening, Lance's Troll. So this show, two of the people here, I don't know about Lance's Troll, but two of the people here know what to expect, which is just basically me rabbiting on. But it could be anything. It could be anything. What you dare to dream of. Whatever the show that you've always wanted, I could recreate it in this tiny space with a screen. Look, I've got a screen. I could actually project things onto it if I could work out what to do and how to make that happen while I was in, there'd be a lot of electricity going on, and I have to sort of move it around and make sure that it's in the right angle, but who knows? And I could do one of those shows where you've got, you're like, like Dave Gorman, where you've got a sort of backdrop and you've got the whole, this is the thing and this is the stuff. I am fringing this year. This is what this is. Lance, this troll, I'm fringing from here, but magically still involved with the festival as it is. Not officially till Monday, but I'm not doing a show on Monday. It's the Free Fringe, BBH's Free Fringe, has got 100 shows, no, 99 shows or something like that in person in Edinburgh. But I'm too scared to go there, so we've got about 49 live to air shows where they're just people doing shows from wherever they are. This is yes, megaphone, tape, yes, things. So this is from here, but it's also from there. I am attached to the Edinburgh Fringe. You see, can you see that? Is that showing up? The PBH's Free Fringe 2021 virtual. Oh, you'll be in Edinburgh. Oh, I'll have a lovely time and say hello to people. But I am going to be here because I can't afford it, and 2, I'm too scared, and 3, ooh, it's cold and wet. But mostly I can't afford it, and various things. But I'm going to be here, so even if you're in Edinburgh, you can still see me from here. I am, as I said, in the Brewdog garage. That's where I am, but I'm not. Here I am. Here for the whole thing. Except for some reason, I think I was going to do, my show a few years ago was called Stealth Welsh, and it was like, and then I changed the name of it to The Welsh Connection, and I was going to do that as well, but then I think I pressed the wrong button, so I've just got this, but not on Mondays and Tuesdays, but I might do the Welsh Connection show as well as part of this, who knows, so I will be here for this whole time. So this is a really exciting show, isn't it? So exciting! Yes! It's like actually like last year, I wasn't in, but I put a video every day of other times I was in Edinburgh. So it was like a pretense of, look, this is what happened today, but it was ages and years ago. So you could watch all of those and then pretend you're in Edinburgh with me in the past. Over the course of many years, because there's, I think, 3 years where I've not spent any time in Edinburgh in years, and all the other years, for a long time, I've spent quite a lot of time in Edinburgh. I've spent more than a year in Edinburgh over the course of several years, but not this year, unfortunately. But have a lovely time, Nancy Stroll. There's lots of things to see and do, and it'll be amazing for the people that are there. You have watched my previous stuff. Good. Well, then you'll know what to expect. A load of old rubbish and nonsense that nobody really much wants to see. But I carry on doing it anyway. Ha ha! Pantomime. Yes, so, haha! But this week, what I've been doing is I wrote some stuff, and my edition of Theatre Ghosts, that's appeared, spooky on the Spooky History channel, and I did some stuff for other people, and it's all going to be really exciting. And I think, now I come to think of it, that I did that week's before. Actually, I didn't do anything this week. This week has mainly been me going, oh, I've got an Edinburgh show that's not in Edinburgh. What am I going to do? I don't know. But as I say, whatever you want. A Streamlag's ghost image is appearing. Man leech your white man. Who's it? Streamlag's ghost image is appearing here. Is it? Oh yes, because I'm not paying for the whole thing. Maybe in the future editions I won't use this particular, because you can see exactly what platform I'm using, because I'm not paying for it. So maybe I won't use this tomorrow and the next days. But it's an experiment. This is saying, as I'm saying, I'm just bedding it in. Yes, so is that on the mantelpiece? The Streamlabs. It's Streamlabs. Ghostly. So, hey everybody, how are you? I'm glad that it's non-invasive, but am I to know? Ooh, that wasn't really good. So this is basically whatever you want it to be. Whatever I want it to be. No, well, because it's my show, not yours. No, that's somebody else's show. I'm going, no, that's which is a completely other person's show. That's not my show, but this can be whatever you want. So I'm going to be here for a little bit longer than normal and for more days than usual, except for Mondays and Tuesdays. So who knows what could happen? I could do amazing things, or I could just sit here going, wah, wibble wobble, wah, which is usually what I do. But I might do something really exciting. What's your favourite Welsh beach? I think it would be Barry Island Beach. Oh, one of the ones on the Mumbles. They're all good. Oh, there's a really good one. Somewhere there. I don't know. There's a really big one that's so sandy and long, and I've got no clue what it was. And there was one beach that I went to once where we found, look at this. See this? I didn't find this on the beach, but we found a big rock that had these amethysts. Not these amethysts, some amethysts. That was really good. But we had to leave them there because it was gigantic. So lots of Welsh beaches. Oh, this is so comedic, isn't it? And wow, wee. You know those funny hand puppets? Yes, I could do funny hand puppets. But where did I put them? I didn't bring them with me. I'd have to make some more. I will have to make more hand puppets. What can my funny hand puppet. This is a very funny hand puppet. Look at this. Oh, actually, it does look like a snake. Trust in me. Wow. It's such a funny hand puppet that's not really. Oh, that is quite creepy, isn't it? Yeah. No, I'll have to make more because I left them in London, except I think I might have one of them here somewhere. Although it was under the big bed that's not there anymore, and so possibly it got tidied away, so I'm going to have to look for it. Look for my funny hand puppet and make some more. It took ages. To make. It does look like a snake thong, doesn't it? A snaky thong. Wee, wee. Or some sort of alien creature. Ooh, it's a bit freaky. Freaking myself out there. Freaking myself out! So maybe by the end of the month, I could project my favourite vids from the past and do a behind the scenes commentary. That's a thought. I could do that. It's going to be, by the end of the month. By the end of the month, I might have something that's so fantastic and amazing that nobody would be able to imagine how amazing it was based on this. Obviously, they'll be like, yeah, I definitely couldn't imagine that being so amazing based on the thing that you did in the first day, which was basically you babbling into the camera as you usually do and playing badly on the guitar and for some reason sticking a hand puppet on. It wasn't even a hand puppet, it was just a Christmas dinosaur face mask. You don't have to wear these anymore, but I will carry on wearing it because it's got Christmas dinosaurs on it. And when isn't there a time to watch Christmas dinosaurs? I'm sure to put some Mornington Crescent. Oh, Mornington Crescent. The thing is with Mornington Crescent, it's not just me that made it. The person that made it might not want me to put it up because I know that I haven't talked to them for a while. And we did two things at the same time. We did rock, which was my idea, which was rock, paper, scissors. And we did Mornington Crescent, which was her idea. Their idea was to do that, and we did them both. The thing is, I went away halfway through, and they edited them both and got very annoyed with me, indeed, and decided that they were both. But anyway, so there's a lesson to be learnt there. When you work with other people, probably talk things over with them and they get annoyed with you otherwise. So maybe just watch Mornington Crescent and reminisce about the good times that were had. The very first Edinburgh, that's when I met Anna Black. Anna Black, oh, Anna Black. What a good person Anna Black was. But haven't seen them for a long while. Now I'm sad, but that's memories of Edinburgh. La 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 la, Edinburgh past, la 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 la, London past as well. So you could watch Mornington Crescent. By all means, watch all my videos. I tell you what, rather than me put them up, you could watch them in your own time and then ask me questions about them. And it'll be an evening with the person that made those things that I don't know why I'm asking about them because I don't really care. La la la. But there's loads of things that you could do. But I could recreate scenes from the past, things that were amazing, recreate historical events, recreate anything you want. If a play done in the form of something else. Improvisation, improve things by making, I do the whole entirety of Shakespeare, or not, if you don't want that. But it's basically, as I said, this is a bedding in show to let you know what to expect in the next 3 weeks. And what to expect in the next 3 weeks could be anything or nothing, and it's probably nothing. So yeah, so my comedic style is very much, what are you talking about? That's my comedic style, that is what I'm doing. Oh, I entered a competition this week. I'm a new comedian, but I'm a very old comedian, but I'm a new comedian. How about the Wives of Henry VIII? How about the Wives of Henry VIII? What, now? Do you want it? Alright, shall I do the Wives of Henry VIII? Let's try. So the first wife of Henry VIII was from Aragon. She was not from Aragorn. She's not from Lord of the Rings. She was from Aragon, and her name was Catherine. And Catherine was, I can't see any of the screen, so because it's all covered in things. Anyway, Catherine of Aragon. She married Arthur to start with. No, not Arthur, King of the Britons, although he wasn't going to be King of the Britons. And then, so this is the history. Elise Harris presents history. Producer's reference. Yes, so, and she was going to marry Arthur. But Arthur got killed, and so she married Henry. Well, she did actually marry Arthur first, and then she married Henry, and then she had a child called Mary, quite contrary. And that's very exciting, isn't it? So this is historical fact. Oh, you know everything, Elise, don't you? Guess I do. So Catherine of Aragon was like, hello, I'm from France. That's really good French. This is like, I'll be back. It's like, she was Arnold Schwarzenegger. She actually was. No, she wasn't. She was Catherine of Aragon. Not Aragorn. Anyway, she married Henry VIII and had a child, a lovely, beautiful baby called Mary. But he wasn't very happy because by this time Henry VIII had gone completely doolally by being hit in the head with a spear, I think, and he had a big hole in the head. And then he was like, I don't know, I want a son. I'm going to get angry, in fact. And that's what happened. And he was like, no, I will start a new religion and get rid of you and marry somebody else. I will marry a woman with 6 fingers, like that. Called Boleyn. But first of all, I'll see us with your sister, Mrs. Boleyn, Mary Boleyn. And then he had some children that you're not sure about whether he did. And he also had another son called Henry, probably. Anyway, he had another son called Henry, but he wasn't legitimate. So So the next wife was Anne Boleyn, and she had a big thing with B on her. Well, this is, I mean, why do you need like Alice Roberts and all those, like, why do you need these history channels when I can tell you all the history you need? Yes, and Anne Boleyn had a lovely necklace and 6 fingers, maybe, allegedly. And she was lovely. And she was lovely and nice, but he really wanted Mary. But Mary Boleyn had already got married, and so he ended up with Anne Boleyn, and he didn't like Anne Boleyn after a while, and decided that the daughter Elizabeth was not good enough at all, and so Henry VIII had her head chopped off, and then he got very angry, and then he had actually her sister-in-law's head chopped off too, I found out recently, which wasn't a very nice thing to do. But then he got married again, and he got married to somebody else. He got married to, oh no, and this is where Anne Boleyn. No, he didn't get married to Anne Boleyn. Anne Boleyn, yes. Then he got married to another Catherine. I want to say Catherine, and a Jane Seymour, and I don't know which order he married. Anyway, Jane Seymour was obviously in a Bond movie. And she was really good in the Bond movie. She's really, really good for somebody that was so old. By that time, she was several hundred years old, but she was still in the Bond movie, and she's a very good actress still to this day. Anyway, so Jane Seymour and one of them had another child, and Catherine Parr, and then Anne of Cleves. I know Anne of Cleves because she was pretty, but not as pretty as he thought she was going to be based on the picture, or more likely, because she came over and he decided at this time he killed several of his wives and wasn't a very good catch and was apparently really big and smelly and horrible. Anyway, he surprised Anne of Cleves by pretending to be just a common serving man, creeping up behind her and trying to kiss her. She understandably was like, no! He didn't like that. He decided that he didn't like her anymore, and immediately, and then he was introduced as the king, and then he was like, well, yeah, I don't like you anymore. You didn't like me when I was just a smelly fat man, so I don't like you. And she's like, but because she was quite important, and diplomatically, if he'd have killed her, that would have been bad. He married her, and then almost immediately had it annulled. But then pretended that he ate very well. But then he let her be in a nice big palace. He let her have a nice palace and called her his sister for the rest of her life. She did quite well at that. And then he married Catherine Park, Catherine Jane Seymour, Anne Boleyn, Catherine, another one. And then he married another one, and the other one died, but he died already. So it was all good. He killed one of them, and one of them died in childbirth. And no, he didn't kill. He divorced, beheaded, and died. Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived. Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived. No. Yeah, divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, yeah, he had another one then. He beheaded that one. And then he killed her, yeah, and then the last one survived. And then that's what happened to Henry. Anyway, la la la. That wasn't a very good, that was a retelling. Yes, a lot of that. He did. Very, apparently it was horrible. He had a big sore in his leg that was all gushing and nasty, and he was like, oh, I'm a monster, but I'm still the king. So that was Henry VIII, and his wives were, I didn't really do impressions of the wives, because I don't know anything about them really, apart from the fact that, and also there's a whole musical about them called Six, where they all have fun and have a rock band or something, and everyone that's seen it says it's amazing. He did have the riff with the Pope, yes, and that's why he started well, he broke away from the Catholic Church, and then he knocked down all the abbeys and the monks, and he was like, and now I'll start the Church of England. It'll be my church, and it'll be in England, and it'll be English, and it'll be a church. But nobody. But then he's like, yeah, whatever. So yeah, that's basically. So he got the divorce or the annulment. He couldn't get the annulment from Catherine of Aragon. And she still considered herself married to him for the end of her days, and she technically was, because you can't just go, well, I changed my mind, I'm gonna go. Although he killed a lot of people, that's a that's a big end. It's like you can't really get out of being beheaded, really. You can't go, well, I don't accept that. I'm still married to you, Henry, if you've got no head or no body. I don't know whether, yeah, you've got no head or no, but well, you've got a head and a body. They're just not intact. They're just not connected to each other, really. So that's basically history. Elise Harris presents his story, or her story, his story, or who story, or her story, somebody's story. It's the story of a lovely lady. That's a different thing altogether. Dee-da-dee-doo-da-dee-doo. Bim-bam. Elise Harris sings rubbish songs that were the songs that are a little bit like the songs that were on the theme tunes for things. I've been watching Beverly Hillbillies lately. Did you know it was originally called The Hillbillies of Beverly Hills, which is a stupid name for it, considering the Beverly Hillbillies is just in your lap. And obviously they realised that as soon as they put the pilot out and went, yo, we missed a trick there. Blah, idiots, whatever. No, hey there, Ellie Mae Clampett. Whoop, whoop, whoop. No, that wasn't a very good Ellie Mae camp. I know, it wasn't. It was terrible. I've got a big box of wigs here, though. I can beat Ellie Mae Clampett if I want to. Look. Now I'm Ellie Mae Clampett. There you go. That's all you need. Ellie Mae Clampett away. So, yeah. Irish Granny looked like Granny and loved her. Yes. Irish Granny. Granny. I don't need no... I'm gonna go on my rocking chair. I'm Granny. Irene Ryan, that's right. Whoa, very well done. So yeah, look at that wig, isn't it brilliant? Whoa, I'm instantly transformed into Ellie Mae Clampett. Yeehaw! Or not, as the case may be. As you can see, this show is not going to be the most polished show in the world, but it will be here. I wonder why I never made it big. It's a wonder of the ages. I wonder why. Yeah, I think everybody that's ever seen me knows the reason why. Yeah, my mum thinks I'm talented. She's like, oh, you're a very talented person. It's like, thank you, Mum. I don't think it counts if my mummy says it. But, oh, look at this lovely bunch of flowers. Ah, for me, yes, it's lovely. In the fireplace you go. So, basically, I drive away everybody that comes here going, wow, away with you. You don't want to see. Yes, so my mum said, I'm going to tell people about your show. And I'm like, don't. And she's like, oh, I will. I was like, don't. I don't want people to watch. It's going to be terrible and embarrassing. Family Guy. Yes, Family Guy's good. What about Family Guy? Stewie, your beauty is, thank you so much. That's nice. That's just basically stare at me. Stare at my beauty. La, la, la. I'm going to break my neck if I do that. Don't do that. See, I made my hair go sort of curly last week, and I carried away with that. I thought, oh, I'll buy some mousse that makes curly hair go curly and not frizzy. But then they sent me the wrong mousse. They sent me mousse that makes your hair have body and shine. I was like, oh, and I put it in, and it just made my hair go bleh. So that didn't work. I tried to make my hair lovely, and it just went bleh. But I so tried. I try so hard for a lot of things, and all that happens is it's tragedy, tragic. Yes, it's so tragic. I try so hard, and yet I don't succeed. Why? Who can say why? Everybody can see why. But I submitted something to a competition as a new comedy competition. It's like, but you've been going for blimmin' years. It's like, yes, but I've never been funny, so it's a new comedy. Yeah, but maybe one day I will be. That's a very phallic object, isn't it? Yeah, maybe one day I'll suddenly get funny, and then I'll be really successful, and then I'll be so near to the end of it. It'll be, would you? Yeah, it might happen. It could happen. Who knows? Who knows? Most people know, Elise. It's not going to happen. It is. It will happen. It will. I'm just looking at here. We'll see what's here. Oh, rocks. Pretty rocks. Oh, rocks. I could do my show about rocks that got such poor reviews in 2012. The last Olympics. No. The last but one Olympics. Time slips away. Last but one Olympics was clashing with my show. And that's why nobody went to see it or gave any sort of care about it. Je m'en fous. They went. That's what they said about my show. They didn't say that about my show because it was in Scotland. It wasn't in France. But they probably would have said that if Mary Queen of Scots spoke French. She probably would have said that if she'd seen it. She'd have gone, je m'en fous. I was like, okay. Thank you very much for your opinion, Mary Queen of Scots. But that's basically what the reviewers said about it. In English rather than in French. In so many words. It was a 2-starer. 2 whole stars, which is terrible, but not as bad as the year or two afterwards. The year afterwards, I got 2 1-star shows. No, 2 1-star reviews. So it's twice as good as that. So the best I've ever done is a 3-star show, and that was mainly because it was a show with a lot of other people, and I got a review saying that I was annoying and irritating and my voice was grating. Or maybe it meant my voice was great. That's definitely what they meant. But that was a 3-star show, but despite rather than because of me. I got a 2-star show that was mainly, it was me and somebody else, and they said by the time Elise came on, it was too late to save the show. But I like to think it was a 5-star show. If it hadn't been for me, then the show would have just dissolved into a flood of heap of nothingness. But probably not. So probably, it's like, take a hint. If the highest you've ever got, trying really hard, was a 2, then my goodness. People don't get me. Like they don't. I think Ireland will love my comment. I don't know whether they would or not. I have been invited to go to Dublin to do some comedy in Dublin, and I never took up the offer, but I did get the offer, and then I forgot about the offer. That's the trouble. There has been a few little tiny times where it's like, you could have done that. Oh, you missed the boat. I keep consistently missing the boat. I'm just standing on the side going, la la, where's the boat? La la, where's the boat? Da, da, da. The boat's just gone. What? La la, where's the boat? La la, where's the boat? That's basically my life, my entire life. La 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 la. But I started quite late. Maybe if I'd started when I was a wee little thing, a wee little slip of a thing, then I could have done it. But I started so late. So late that it was never going to happen. Oh, I was already aged by the time I started. And that was a million billion years ago. I was a million billion years old by then already. Now I'm a billion trillion years old. So old. I'm still acting like a stupid little baby. Yes. Guinness. Guinness. Yes, Guinness is nice. Guinness in both hands. Everyone says that the Guinness in Ireland is better than the Guinness anywhere else. Although I have heard that the Guinness in Africa is very good as well. There is apparently, I don't know why. Where did I hear that? Yeah, there's apparently one of the countries that produces is very popular. Which one is it? I don't know. One of the countries in Africa really likes Guinness. That's what I've heard. I might have just imagined that. Did I imagine that? But apparently it's almost as good as the Guinness that you get in Ireland. But nowhere else, apparently. Don't know. Like-minded strategy comic, yeah. Oh, yes. Maybe I should find like-minded comics. I used to hang out with all of them. Yeah, so much so that if you switch on any of the shows with all the comics and there's a panel shows, I go, oh, I know that person. Oh, I know that, and that one, 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 and that one. If there's any shows on the television, there's a very good chance that I've gigged and or met and or know almost everybody on the panel, except for the very, very biggest names who I have probably interviewed in the previous life as a journalist. It's very sad. I know everyone, and yet, that's the trouble with it. If you want people to help you, then you don't be their friends. You do some sort of reciprocal thing where you help them and they help you. But if you're just their friends and you like them, my mates, and your mates don't want to help you because why would they want to? Because you're their friend. That's not what they're there for. It's a different it's not a business arrangement. It's a friend arrangement. And then they defriend you from Facebook when they get big and stop talking to you forever. I'm not bitter, la la la. But I do know was it Dear John? Did you ever say Dear John? There was an American version and the British version. The original British version, there was a person in it that was that went around pretending he was a pop star and going on about how all the gigs he did, and he knew that person and he knew this person, and everyone's like, yeah, right. And then he goes to a gig, and then somebody that's like a really big name, I'm going to say Jerry and the Pacemakers, somebody like that goes, oh, hello, is his name Kurt or Clint, or anyway, whatever his name was, they're like, hello, I haven't seen you for so long, and everybody realises he did do all the gigs. I know the name dropping is actually because he actually did do them all the way back in the day, or something like that. Maybe I've imagined that, but yeah, So it's like the name dropping, all the name dropping. I haven't name dropped any names. I just went everyone. I know all of them. I do. But I've got no proof. That's very true. I could have just made it all up. Maybe, Jerry, I don't know. Anyway. Oh, my goodness me. 35 minutes. Now, I'm going to try and aim for 45 minutes. Why? Because that's the average length of a YouTube show now, of a show in Edinburgh. And I am in Edinburgh, although I'm not in Edinburgh. So even though this show has been a disaster of the highest order, as they always are, it is going to be sort of Edinburgh length. And I'm going to keep doing it until the end of time. Oh, look, Jodie Whittaker. I'm Jodie Whittaker. I'm the doctor. That's not how she... I know how she speaks. Or I'm from Lancashire. I am the doctor. That's not how Lancashire people talk. I don't know how Lancashire people talk. I did know how. I did know. I'm sure I did know. Anyway, is she from Yorkshire actually, not Lancashire? Anyway, wherever Jodie Whittaker's from, she's not really, because she's playing a character that's from Gallifrey, which is just north of Sussex. Anywhere near Sussex. Yeah, so this is interesting, isn't it? I was like, what are you going to do for your show? And I was like, I don't know. And this is basically what I'm going to do for my show. You say, do this thing, and I'll do something that's nothing like that thing and completely disappoint you and make you go, what the? Yeah, what? But I could do anything. Irish Doctor Who, yeah. Irish, I can't do an Irish. That's another thing, right? 2 or 3 Edinburghs ago, I did this sort of a little bit like this, where I went around and did shows just to fill in for other people's shows, and I met this person who was also turned up for a show that wasn't there and was going to fill in. So we both filled in for it. They're called Lolly, and we did this show, and it was so good, and we improvised this music, and it was so good, and we did something about the Irish women's football team and Stars in the Sky, and oh, so good. And I recorded it, and then my tablet broke because I dropped it on the beach in, not Prestonpans, where was it? It was Portobello. I dropped it on the beach in Portobello and forgot about it. And then I had to go back, and I did find it again, but it sort of messed it up. And so the recording of the show went... So if you were in the show in Edinburgh, it was in the Globe Bar. If you were there, please, because somebody was there. There were some people there. There was like 3 or 4 people. Wasn't very well attended, but it had been a cancelled show. They recorded it on their phone and said, we'll send it to you. That was an excellent show. That was the best show we've ever seen. I have only that. It may not have been, because I don't have recorded evidence. I can't say that it definitely was, but it felt like a brilliant show. And they recorded it, and they said, oh, we forgot to cut the top of your head. You can only see the bottom of your head, but it's got all the music and the recording. Do you want us to send it to you? And I'm like, yeah! But then they didn't take my details, and I didn't take their details, and they did say they were going to do the Fringe another year, and they were looking to do it. But then I never heard from them again, and I never saw the footage, and I wish I had that, because it was the best show ever. Much better than this, obviously. It was so funny. I'm simply the best. I am, yes, for sure. Arr. To be sure, I am improv artist unpredictability. Yes, Jerry, that's what it is. It's unpredictable. La, la, la. Yeah. You could do anything and it'd still be rubbish. It's improvisation. Woo, improvisation. Ooh, you never know where you are. Boo, blah, blah, blah. Poo, pa. Wah! Excitement. So yeah, I don't know what a New Zealand Doctor Who would sound like. I can't do a New Zealand accent, but then I can't do any of them really. Like when I was doing Marie Antoinette, I did a sort of German-French hybrid. Austrian, she was Austrian, and some people in the audience are like, that's rubbish, she was French, and I'm like, no, actually she wasn't French. Needs editing. Me? What? I need editing? Do you think so? For sure I do, yes. So if you edited it all down, you could get like probably a whole second or maybe a second and a half of usable information. For sure. Yes, so you need to have a 50-minute show in order to be eligible for all the awards, but then you also have to have a show that's the same every day because it's all about the writing. So I'm not going to win any of the awards, but I'm not actually technically there or registered or really, and this is a virtual show. It's virtually a show. It's virtually there. I am there, but I'm not there. I am taking part, but I'm not taking part. But as you can see, I've got a little logo, so that means I am taking part. And if you want to give me money, I'm not going to say no. But how do you give me money? That's a good question. I've got PayPal. PayPal me, Elise Harris. That's me on PayPal. And you could do a super chat, and that would give me money. But nobody does. The phone that reports you to the police, that's not right. What are you talking about? Anyway, so at the end of an Edinburgh Free Fringe show, you go, hello, if you've enjoyed the show, then give money to my bucket. No, give money to give money to me, but put it in the bucket. So, look, I've got a bucket. La, la, la. It's full of toiletries and stuff, but it is a bucket, so yeah, give me money in my bucket, la la la, give me money in the bucket, la la la. Nobody ever does, even when I'm physically there, but technically you could if you wanted to. What's in that? Oh, SD cards. SD cards, they're very useful, so give me money, la la la. What's in here? There's a gigantic guitar pick. Wow, I don't know where that came from. And a thing. And what else is in here? There. It's a thing. It's like a little bird. That's a wren. Is that a wren? Yeah. Probably. Anyway, so that was really me trying my very best and still not getting anywhere. That's typically me, really. That's pretty much me all the time. So that was a show of sorts, and it can only get better, possibly. Oh, there's a little guitar pick too. It can maybe get better. It probably won't. It might get worse. To be honest, it probably will get worse. But that's fine, because that's what we're here for, is to just try and get on your nerves. I am so trying. I know, I understand that. Very trying. So there's all sorts of things I could do. And if you want me to what I could do is if you've got suggestions for me to go and make a video that's pre-recorded and I can upload that and you can watch that and then come and watch my live stream and then talk about that if you want. Why not? Do what you want. Can't stop you. You can probably stop me. But just, Anyway, I'm probably going to wind that out, yeah. So it's not quite 50 minutes, so it's not quite eligible to be a Edinburgh award-winning show. But I think there's a lot of other problems there. It's probably never going to be fair. The first show that I did in Edinburgh, I was so worried that I'd go and I would... Thank you. Yeah. Pear character riding a firework rocket disappearing away before bursting in the sky. I don't know how to do that. That's lovely, but I've got no clue what that even means, Bohem. But that's an interesting thought. Thank you for that thought. I will have a think about what does that actually mean. I don't know. Is that something to do with like Jeff Bezos or something? Maybe it is. Just I've got a little thing that's supposed to have a rock in it and it hasn't. Like, where's that rock gone? Who knows? Anyway, I'll probably wind that up now because this isn't going anywhere. Not that it ever is. I'm going to carry on doing it even so. Tomorrow at 7:30, which is slightly earlier than my normal Sunday show, but is going to sort of segue into segue into my normal show, which starts at 8 normally, but I'm just going to start at 7:30 and carry on stewing up like a little fishy going into the river, swimming upstream. What are you talking about? Upstream, yeah, because this is the stream and the salmon goes up the stream, so that works out and that makes sense and that's quite fine. Yeah, hair character riding firework rocket disappearing away before. Not sure what that means, but I will try and think about that maybe. Anyway, I'll leave you here, and then you can get on with your very busy schedule and lives, and have a think about this and go. Things stay with it, like this, like the film Call Me by Your Name. You watch it and you go, what the? And then it stays with you. You're like, Peaches. Yeah. Anyway, so this is very much like Peaches. Is what's going to happen in the middle of the night. You're going to go, what the? Definitely. Thank you very much, Jerry. Thank you much, Bohemian. Thank you very much, other people that were here, who was here. Thank you very much. People that have clearly gone away because they haven't talked for a while. Lance's Troll, and thank you, Michelle. And thank you, Mark. And thank you that tuned in. And then, yeah, I'm here except Monday and Tuesday until the 9th. Lucky people. So all the things you can look forward to in this season of, this isn't really Edinburgh, but I'm going to pretend it is, but it's not going to really convince you. And is this a show? I don't know. Ha! Until next time, everyone. Until next time. Bye-bye for now. Or is it ta-ta for now? Or is it, I don't know. Whatever it is.